What's going on, guys? Tony Ivanov here, lead trader at TradeBuddy, back at it again with another day trading video lesson. So today I did not place any trades. There were some good opportunities, but the market didn't really seem that active in pre-market. I didn't do the best scans during pre-market, so I actually missed out on one of the biggest runners today, HEAR. We'll talk about that in a second, but I wasn't really that prepared to trade today. I didn't get that much sleep last night, so when I woke up this morning and started up the TradeBuddy Platinum live stream, I was kind of tired, I was kind of groggy, so I wasn't nearly as ready as you should be when you trade. I always like to tell my students about how important it is when you get a good night's sleep the night before you trade, and just make sure you rest up. Have to check where you are mentally and physically, because we're playing with a large sum of money here. So if you're trading and you're not in the right state of mind, you're increasing your risk. You always have to think about where you are mentally, where you are physically. And this morning I recognized that I wasn't 100% rested up, so I told myself, okay, just take it slow today. Don't try to do any too crazy trades, and don't try to force anything that doesn't seem like it has the volume for you. And that's exactly what I did. So didn't take a trade today, but that also means that I didn't have any risk of losing any money today, which is good. Of course, I am kind of upset that I missed out on HEAR. That would have been a very nice runner, but by the time I pulled it up, when it was on my scanner, it was already long gone running, and I didn't really recognize the potential in it when I pulled it up, because I wasn't looking at all the different charts. I didn't look at the news. So there's the classic mistakes that I make when I am not completely rested up. Whenever I'm tired and I'm groggy, I usually don't check the daily chart. I usually don't check the news. I don't really look at much into the stock, so that makes me miss a lot of opportunities. So when I woke up and did my live stream this morning with my TradeBuddy Platinum students, we were looking at the pre-market action, and we only saw TNTR. That's the only one, or not TNTR, I'm sorry, it was TRPX. They had pre-market news of let me get my equity feed up real fast. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot. If you didn't know, every single day I give away $25, and it goes to a random commenter from the previous video lesson. So the winner today is Jyoti Busal. Jyoti Busal commented and said, the first time I've heard about a T12 halt. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, so if you guys didn't watch the video lesson we put out on Friday, we were talking about LFIN and its unfortunate T12 halt that it faced. Very, very, very bad news for anyone who's in it. Whenever we see these type of T12 halts on these plays that are pretty obviously frauds and scams, the CEO was actually arrested. Him and two other people, I believe, were arrested on Friday because of fraudulent stock trading. They I believe they unloaded like $27 million worth of restricted stock, which you're not supposed to sell. Well, they sold at the top of its initial spike up in the $100 area, so they were trying to cover that up and hide that, but eventually they got caught, and unfortunately they were T12 halted as a result of that. So Gioli, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Make sure you send me a YouTube message with your PayPal email address, and I'll send over that 25 bucks to you once I get the information. So now we have equity feed loaded up here. Let me just bring up my my stream scanners real fast. So we saw TRPX had pre-market news, announces top line results of phase 2A study at Yale, and they're studying the Tourette syndrome. So pretty good news, not the best news. This did have a nice little run in pre-market. Let me bring it up real fast. Make sure my charts are linked up. TRPX. So TRPX did have a nice very quick move at market open, but you can see in pre-market it had a nice ABCD pattern form here. You have the initial spike to make the new highs. You have the pullback, higher low, runs up, makes a lower high, and then once it breaks that lower high, that's a pretty good buy entry. Buy there, aiming and taking profits at high of day and on the way up. So I didn't play this during pre-market, but I did send out an alert into the Trade Buddy chat room about, hey, you know, make sure you watch TRPX, because one, it's on our watch list, and two, it's making some nice patterns in pre-market. However, I didn't trade this because it, you know, it's kind of choppy, had very big ranges, and just didn't have that much volume. And I also didn't trade this at market open because you had this huge green candle that just blasted through the pre-market highs, and frankly, I was just not fast enough today. I couldn't react quickly enough to capitalize on these trades, and because I had the knowledge of, you know, me not being 100% mentally, I didn't try to take these trades because these trades happen super fast. Usually this 1 minute candle recently has been having a huge top wick, so if you're quick enough with your hotkeys, you could buy on the break over a high of day and take profits when you're 20-30 cents up per share. But frankly, I wasn't quick enough for that, so I couldn't do that. Next stock that popped up on the scanner was HEAR, and this is the one that had the biggest move today. And you know, frankly, I didn't catch this in my pre-market scans. Let me just bring up HEAR real fast. So this had absolutely no volume during pre-market. I think in total it had probably 5,000 shares traded, and because of that, it did not pop up in my pre-market scans, and I was too lazy to look into my news scans individually and looking to see if we have any previous runners there. So HEAR did not pop up on my scanner in pre-market. Looks like they ended up having a reverse split, and they had a very good earnings release. So because of that, it had a very nice run today. It actually, once it was opened up, it halted immediately because it dropped too much too fast. It halted immediately, and then once that halt was released, spiked up. It broke through this key resistance here at the $4 mark. Let's just look at the daily chart real fast and see why is that $4 area so significant. So you can see ever since April, so over a year now, every single time it's tried to break over that mark, that nice round number of $4, it has rejected it. So you can see it spiked up here, couldn't do it, fell back down, tried here again, spiked up, it couldn't break over that mark, fell all the way back down for months, and then now it finally built up the volume and broke through it. So once it broke through it, there was a clear window to be filled up to here in the $5.50 range, and you can see it spiked up just to about $5.75. So once again, those nice rounded numbers. So you know, they're half dollars, your whole dollars, and your quarter dollars are all going to be areas of resistance and support. These are going to be areas where people are going to place their sell orders when they take profits. So you should usually expect that whenever you have a spike like this, it's going to eventually end up on a nice round number like that. It just gives you a way to kind of know when the top is in, because say here, let's look at the intraday chart. Let's say that you're watching this spike up in the morning, and then after this halt, it makes this huge top wick right up against that nice round number of $5.75. You can pretty much label that as resistance, and if it can break out above that higher, that's a very nice break, because one, it's high of day, two, it's over a nice round number. So just some quick lessons for you guys on the trades of today. Now, I didn't place any trades, but there are still definitely some lessons to be learned. Biggest lesson that I'm going to take away for myself is to always make sure that you know, I'm completely rested. I'm going to make sure that I get a good night's sleep tonight so I can be ready tomorrow morning and knock out some trades. if they present themselves. So let me know down below in the comments if you traded today. If you did, what did you trade? And let me know what was most helpful in this video. Which little lesson helped you out the most? Which one gives you the most value? I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. If you guys have any questions, you can always leave them down below, or you can send me an email, tony@tonyivanov.com. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you leave a like, leave a subscription, make sure you hit that notification bell so then you're notified whenever I make a new video. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning for some pre-market trading. So make sure you guys have a look at the chat room services that we offer over at TradeBuddy, and make sure you check out the Penny Stock Mastery Lifetime Mentorship if you want to take your trading to a next level. All the links and information are in the description below. Thank you guys. See you guys back here tomorrow.